Welcome everybody back to another year of 30 Years to Life 2011 edition. I just wanted to let you guys know that the reason why I do these videos is because it's when you do a top 10 video of the year and you do it like in December and into January, basically I haven't watched all these films for the whole year because there's movies that came out in December that I did not get to watch. So by doing them like this, where they're like a long time ago, I've had time to watch these movies that came out throughout the entire year, and you know what, some of them have become big hits and favorites of mine. So that's where I'm going with this, guys. So hope you enjoy 2011 talk. Coming in at number 10 is Thor, starring Chris Hemsworth. Now, I'm going to be honest, going into this movie, I wasn't really looking forward to it. I was like, Thor? I don't know who the fuck Thor... I knew who Thor was, but I was like, I didn't watch none of his movies, not movies, but read any of his books or anything, and I didn't know much about the character. And I was also worried about it going into different stuff with the MCU. We had certain things going on with Iron Man, and, just, it wasn't going to capture me, but it actually did, and actually took the MCU in a totally different direction before Doctor Strange got there. So, very interesting, and that's why Thor's at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is The Hangover Part 2. Now, I liked the first Hangover movie. I thought it was actually really cool, and just funny as hell. The second one, even though it basically followed the same formula as the first one, it still kept it really, really funny, and it just made it really, really good. And that's why I like this movie. Now, of course, when they got to 3, they tried to finally do something different, and it didn't turn out well. But that's why 2 is one of my favorite comedies of 2011. Coming in at number 8 is Super 8, now by J.J. Abrams. Now, this movie actually was really good in my opinion, and it took me back to the, what I thought of like a Goonies and stuff like that with the kids and stuff. Now, of course, we have a lot more things out now that are like this, like Stranger Things, and then you got It, and all that. And this was, I think, the start of it. So, but that's what I think about number 8. Super 8 was actually a pretty good movie. Now, here's the movie I was basically talking about. Now, probably at the end of 2011, this movie was higher on my list because Dark of the Moon, Transformers 3, was actually a really, really good movie. One of the best of the series. In fact, probably one of the only good ones of the series. But, as time has went on, I feel there's other better movies out there for this year. So, but Dark of the Moon, definitely one of the best of the Transformers series, and definitely deserves to be on my top 10 list. Now, a lot of people give this movie so much slack as far as it not being as good as the rest of them. But to be honest, I think this was a lot better than that World's End. And as Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, I thought this movie was actually a really good movie. It took it back to what the first one was like, And I like the fact of, Ian McShane played great as Blackbeard. Penelope Cruz was a better leading lady in my opinion than what's her name? I can't even think of her name right now. But anyway, I like this movie, and that's why it is really high up on my list. Now, here is a movie that didn't do very well in theaters, but in my opinion is actually a great movie. I love the concept of the whole damn movie, and that's In Time with Justin Timberlake, Amanda Seyfried, Olivia Wilde. They're all in this movie, and to be honest, I love the fact that you don't go past 25 in age, and if you have an internal clock, and once that clock runs out, you die. So you could live forever, and then just if you don't got enough time or money, that's how you get paid, is to live. And it's actually really, really neat and really cool. So that's why I like this movie, and that's why it's also at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is Real Steel with Hugh Jackman. Now, basically, this was like an over-the-top remake, the Sylvester Stallone movie, but just with robots and robot boxing, and it was basically kind of like you own your own Transformer in a ways. But to be honest, this movie was actually really good, had a lot of heart, and it's one of those movies I definitely can watch no matter how many times it's on TV, because it is a good movie, and I actually enjoyed Over the Top back in the day, so that's why this movie is number 4. Here's another movie that does not get enough credit, in my opinion. I Am Number 4, coming in at number 3. This movie right here, not only does it have great women, fine women in it, but the thing is, the actual story is actually pretty interesting and very good. I actually enjoyed watching this movie, and I watch this almost all the time, or at least probably once every 3 months, maybe around that, because I just enjoyed the story of it, and I like where it is. You know, everything happens. I wish they were supposed to make more of these, but it just unfortunately didn't do good in the theater, so therefore they have not made more of them. But, you know, what can you do, I guess. But that's why it's number 3 on my list. Coming in at number 2 is my favorite horror movie of 2011. That's Insidious. This movie actually blew me away when I first watched it. And I was like, wow, that was actually a really good movie. And then this is the movie that kind of set the tone for the Conjuring movies to come, you know, come later and stuff like that. And the ones that we have today. But this movie right here was just fantastic. It was great. It gave it, you know, the horror without giving like gore and stuff like that. And I'll tell you the truth, this movie played like a revamped Poltergeist. It was like watching a new version of Poltergeist, even though it was kind of almost set in the same time period as Poltergeist. So this movie is just a fantastic horror movie to begin with, and it definitely is one that you should guys be watching. And coming in at number 1 was Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So this movie right here was just fucking fantastic. And actually, I was not expecting it to be as good as it really was. And the fact that, you know, they've made 2 more movies from this, and this is still the best one of the 3. This movie just is fantastic, and it's definitely worth a watch if you haven't watched it, because it takes it in a totally different direction than previous Planets of the Apes films. So therefore, this film right here, number 1, 2011, this is my pick. If you guys have any comments, leave them below. If you want to see me do a full review, please leave it also below. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And until next time, guys, that has been my top 10.